No, brothers and sisters of light and dark, to my age. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, brothers and sisters. I gotta make another video because I wanted to continue on with that women privileges through a democratic processes. Okay, um, solutions. I believe these solutions will work well, and this pertains to also illegal aliens and also women's privileges. Okay, because women have more privileges than men overall when it comes down, especially to the courts. Okay. I didn't say my intro, by the way. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or fucking roast fest, you ask a fucking question, okay? Don't be a liberal. As I said before, people who don't ask questions are liberals. People who are emotional are liberals. They don't like asking questions. They go in there marching in heart emotions. They don't go on research. They don't go on no statistical facts. They don't do nothing. Get the hell out of here. They're religious too. Liberals are fucking religious. So I'm pretty sure there's 90% of you who fall for that bullshit. Okay, that God mentality, that God delusion and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Now, okay. I wanted to talk about the democracy. As I said before, the republics freed slaves. Okay, the Republicans freed slaves. So start with Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Union and the fucking Confederates, okay? And so we sure already know the lazy whites, the southern whites, said, yeah, I know, boy, we live down here, yeah. And Confederate flags and shit, them motherfuckers still exist, okay? They love sleeping with their kids and all sorts of crazy shit. They love slavery, okay? They're lazy as fuck, dude. I know a couple of them. I wish you would, okay? And they're wild as a bunch. But understand this, okay? When you have Abraham Lincoln starting the Republican modern day slave, to me, a modern day slave doesn't matter how you work. If you're working for any profit, you're a modern day slave. At least you're not in chains. It doesn't matter how much you're making. Okay, I don't give a fuck how much. I don't care if it's 1,000, 2,000 you make a year. No. You're a modern day slave because you work for someone. Okay, and so I see women predominantly and also illegals taking advantage of the system. So, like I said before, I felt that Trump was doing the great thing. He was just saying building the wall, keeping them out, so they won't feed off the system. Because when they feed off the system, become even more parasites. Why not help the blacks that's already inside of the country? We already got our own problems. We got other things to be worrying about rather than external, okay, forces coming outside in, okay. But I don't understand why Trump will build a wall when they go underground in the first place. That's confusing to me. But anyway, I digress here. I think there's solutions to democracy. To fix democracy is usually to focus on the woman, okay? And let me see how this will work, because I want to be very careful. It will force a woman to she will have benefits, but only for a limited time. And if this doesn't happen, oh my fucking God, this section 8, because the number 8 to me in numerology is a bad number. It means prosperity, but it means wealth. So it's a good and a bad thing. But you get no you get no spiritual security, because I know about numerology, goddammit, yeah. Glennis McCants. Get the book, okay. It's purple, yes. Glennis has your number, okay. But I believe that if women stop using the system, it starts off with women now. I'm not going to talk about illegals. Then they have something to think forward towards. If other women know that there's a limited amount you can receive for benefits, stamps, food stamps, TANF, okay, all of that stuff, then they won't be getting pregnant as much. And abortion rates will go up automatically, naturally. So Planned Parenthood could actually work, because women are the number 1 murderers in the world, by statistical facts, okay, passively and aggressively. So if there's a way to keep women's legs closed, because me, I don't have hate for women. I just feel that there's a flaw in the system if you give women too much opportunity, especially black women, okay, in the hood, okay. Though white women use more of the system, okay, because that's where all the democratic problems come from. It stems from that, okay. White women, okay, they've been doing that ever since the 1940s. Yeah, factually, trust me on that, okay. because I've talked to white racists and also white supremacists, okay, and they tell me the information, and I say that makes a lot of sense. Why ain't nobody focusing on white women taking advantage of the welfare system, okay? And it's not because most of them get raped either. And I'm like, they just get pregnant so they can find they're milking the system. They're the pimps. They're the hustlers. They're the true pimps and the true hustlers of the system. So you fix that problem. That's one right there in the bud. Stop creating bastard children. I remember driving down the street and I saw on the truck with some balls, that thing hanging at the end, and it says that if you can't afford it, don't have them. And that forces women into a dilemma, okay? That forces women. And I believe force is better than just being too passive. Because if you're too passive, you're going to have a lot of chaos. And Donald Trump is not passive. Okay? He don't coddle anything or anyone, okay? I know he may be rigid, but it doesn't matter. But that's a start. Because if you don't, when I go into the hood, okay, and I go into Section 8, and I have to watch all these kids, and I'm like, damn, I even ask them questions. I say, why do you have 4 to 5 kids? And it's usually not their fault. It's just that they didn't have a father figure. But it is their fault if they refuse education. So it has to be forced. Education must be forced. Okay? Because it's the children's upon the children's, it's upon the children's. And then it's not their fault. And then it goes all the way back to slavery and the pathology. I completely understand. So we're going to have to, the white man is going to have to step up their game with the potential funds to fund all of the bastard children from a certain era. And then it runs out. There should be a time stipulation on everything. That's all. Let's put a time stipulation on support, and I think that will fix the country greatly. Maybe that's already happening now, okay? Okay, but women can't just have all these kids. So that, let's say for instance, they have the third kid. Then they'll be ass out. Tough. And they won't get fucking a child support. You can't just force a man to go to jail, and that's bad for society. Forcing a man under his will to go to jail when he's actually trying, or he's trying to do something. Now I see that there's deadbeats out there because they're being lied. The courts, the women are lying. Okay, so they're gonna stop that too. That's another step, because women stop their boyfriend, their exes from seeing their sons. Okay, the courts have to take into account. So maybe it's just the courts is being too hard on men. Okay, so you fix that problem, because you got to have theirs. If he tries to file for custody, let him file for custody. If you don't, then he gets a letter. He better get something. You can't just take money out of a man's account and shit like that, go into his bank account. No, you don't know what that man has gone through. And the courts have to take that into account. They have to search for him for a whole entire 2 months. And the woman has to suffer for it for a while. Now, they handle the fucking illegal immigrants coming in the country. That's fairly easy to do. Donald Trump said build a wall. I believe he should hire individuals to watch the borders, okay? You get paid a certain amount, okay? That's a good job. Under the ground and over the ground. Eliminate the sanctuaries. I don't understand. Yo, for real, man. I didn't even know nothing about no fucking sanctuaries. I really didn't, you guys. A few years back, I was like, there's sanctuaries where illegals come in the country and get safe haven and then they get benefits. I'm like, yo, for real? I said, yo, and they get a chance to vote. And I was like, they're not Americans. They're illegals. Do they get a chance to vote? Their vote should not count, okay? And half them don't even know English. I'm like, wow, me know English. Wow, you got to stop that too. That's a big problem in America. You can't be having illegals. As a matter of fact, there's some white Southern type guys out there who like to take advantage of those illegals coming to the country, and they use them as servants. Because I saw them around here, even up in Washington, PA, where I live at. I said, what is these Mexicans doing out here, and they don't even know English? They doing a good job for building things. They somebody gave them the vehicles. I think they're driving illegally. They're not U.S. citizens, okay? So they cut corners and shit. So you gotta nip that in the bud before it gets too far. But that's what I wanted to say, how solutions to fix this democratic flaw. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video, but you'll see it. I think that's the best way to fix Americans' problems. This is white America, right? Okay, and I don't want to hear anybody saying, okay, if blacks are worth $2 trillion, let's go out of the country, build something somewhere else, okay, or some shit, okay? All right, don't complain about white America, okay? You don't want it to be a too diverse country. It's already diverse as is. Too much diversity is not good, okay? That's what I learned, okay, by research, okay? But anyway, peace and love to brothers, sisters, and light and dark. What's on my page? And y'all have a nice day. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, you put it down below. Peace.